Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my video. I'm Brisa Haritunisa and my ID number is 2040 and 70. And I'm from PBIB class in batch 2019. I made this video to fulfill the final assignment for the curriculum and development course, which was supervised by an extraordinary lecturer, namely Dr. Andika Harudin. And in this video, there are several materials that I will describe related to the development of need analysis and teaching materials. Okay, let's go straight to the first material. And in the first phase of decision making in need analysis. As we know, how important it is to carry out a need analysis to find out the needs of teaching materials and methods that really suit the need of students. The main task for a teacher is to collect and analyze a lot of information to ensure that our teaching can run effective and efficiently. By conducting a need analysis, we can set learning objectives, guide the selection of teaching content, modify the syllabus, methodology, and learning approach. In conclusion, need analysis is the foundation for developing curriculum content, teaching materials, and teaching methods that can increase student motivation and success. English for specific purpose is an English learning approach where the learning topics and methods used in the learning are made based on the needs of why the learner wants to learn English. In the context of higher education, students learn English not only based on why they want to learn English, but because they have to take this course whether they like it or not. And first, English for specific purpose is given when students are studying so that they can use English directly in the context that suit their field, academic interest, or use in English for everyday purpose, non-academic interest. While the second benefit is that students are prepared to enter the world of work in accordance with their field. By having English language skills, it is hoped these students will be able to compete and be competent in the world of work, which requires workers to be able to speak English. And the next material is collect information in need analysis. A need analysis is usually the first step taken to cause change. This is mainly because need analysis specifically defines the gap between current and desired individual and organization performance, and the process must be well organized and systematic, with the people leading the analysis working step by step, reviewing the result of one step before moving on to the next. What is needed in the formation need analysis? First, consider observing. Interview, running focus group can also be a great opportunity to be brainstorm and gather opinion, as can distributing survey and questionnaire. If you get reject, remember that communication is the key. Explain to them what you expect from the need assessment and how they will benefit from it in the future. There are several practical methods that can be used in collecting data. That is, the first is direct observation method. In an approach like this, we can evaluate directly, take notes to remind you what to look for and what to look for in the evaluation. The purpose of this evaluation is to identify both to build on the strength and to address the shortcoming of this observation. And the second is interview method. Interview Interviews are very necessary if the need for training is very urgent. The main purpose of this interview is to ensure that the data received is the same as the data that has been received from various sources. We certainly don't want to get information in a half. Interviews are more likely to meet face to face and discuss them. And the third is questionnaire method. We can also create our own questionnaire by writing down all the questionnaire we want to know and sending the questionnaire to, to the object we are research. There are two general categories of data assessment technique, namely quantitative and qualitative data analysis technique. The technique of collecting and processing data between the two is also different. Qualitative data analysis method, a quantitative research method is a technique based on a scientific understanding that requires a lot of data. So if we research being carried out aims to raise things that must contain objective, then this method is suitable to be used. And then qualitative data analysis method. Qualitative data analysis methods are methods used when conducting business research that requires interpretation as a researcher. So the nature of the research carried out can not be objective in general because it contains the understanding of each individual. Okay, the next topic is development phase. First is select and arrange course content. Learning planning includes activities to formulate goals to be achieved in a learning activity. Method used to assess the achievement of the goals, materials to be present, how to deliver them, preparation of tools or media use. Learning planning allows teachers to prepare and determine what action will be taken during the learning process so that the learning process can take place effective. The curriculum uh, is, is a set of plans and arrangements regarding the objective, content, and learning materials as well as the method used as guidelines for the implementation of learning activities to achieve certain educational goals. The teacher and the lesson plan are like two friends who are always together, who are inseparable. Teachers who have good teaching methods will be better at teaching if their hands and minds have a mat. No, 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 no. If their hands and minds have a map written in the form of syllabus written on it. There are eight there are eight syllabus preparation process. That is, the first is fill in the subject identity column. In this selection, it is necessary to clearly state the name of the school, the subject, which class it is intended for, and which semester, and the time allocation required. It is also necessary to write down the competence standard of the subject to be achieved. The second is review competence standard and basic competence. Competence standard are basically a minimum qualification of students' ability that describe the mastery of attitude, knowledge, and skills that are expected to be achieved at each level and or semester for certain subject. The third is identifying main and learning materials. This subject or This subject or learning material is the main learning material that students must learn to achieve basic competence and indicators. The type of subject matter can be in the form of fact, concept, principle, procedure, or skills. The fourth is developing learning activity. Learning activity are basically a form or general pattern of activity that will be carried out in the learning process. This learning activity can be in the form of face-to-face or non-face-to-face activity. And the five is formulate competence achievement indicators. Indicators are markers of achieving basic competencies, which are marked by measurable change in behavior that includes attitude, knowledge, and skills. And the sixth, determination of the type of assessment. Assessment is carried out using tests and non-tests in written and oral form. Performance observation, attitude measurement, assessment of work result in the form of assignment, project and or products, use of portfolio and self-assessment. And the seventh is determine time allocation. Determine of time allocation for each basic competency is based on the number of weeks effective weeks and time allocation of subject per week by considering the number of basic competence, breadth, depth, level of difficulty, and level of importance of basic competence. And the last is determining learning research. Learning research are objects or material used for learning activity in the form of print and electronic media, research person as well as the physical, natural, social, and cultural environment. Okay, the next material is developing teaching materials. Learning materials or material is an entity that must be studied by students is a predetermined time. These teaching materials or materials can be in the form of theories, concepts, formulation of knowledge, skill, methods, and stake in practicing or implementing a predetermined value. Why educators should be able to develop teaching materials? This is because educators are required to be able to implement and use teaching material based on first is destination characteristic, curriculum, the need to obtain solution to learning problems. What are what are some ways that can be done to develop teaching materials? Pedagogically, there are four ways that can be done, namely by development, make teaching materials from scratch or empty because what you want to convey is very unique and special. By development teaching materials, the teacher will make teaching materials from zero or from nothing to exercise. And and then by utilization, tech ready tech ready-made teaching materials without any modification. If the teacher get a teaching material, the teacher will deliver the teaching materials in the way it is without any frills. For example, a teacher get reference from books from the government for learning the 2030 curriculum and so on. And then by modification, adjusting the teaching materials taken by making modification and adjustment. This method tends to be similar to by utilization because it is obtained from a search. And then by customization, develop teaching materials by combining various objects of diverse content. In this method of developing teaching materials, the teacher will combine or mix the three previous methods. The next is the next material is review and validate teaching materials. Toward the end of a lesson or at the end of each piece of activity, the teacher reviews whether the core lessons taught have been mastered by students. There are two ways to review that master of the core lessons, namely to summarize and the essence of the lesson and make a summary. First, summarize the essence of the lessons. Basically, the activity of summarizing the core of this lesson is found through the learning process. In addition to the teacher, students can also be asked to make a summary orally. But if the summary made by the student is wrong or less than perfect, the teacher must correct or perfect the summary. And then make a summary. Another way that can be taken to strengthen the main points of the material being taught is to make a summary. In addition to these benefits, with the summary, students who don't have source book or students who are slow learners can study them again. The summary can be made by the teacher. It can also be done by students individually or in groups. And it can also be done by the teacher and student together. And next material, stack overview. Teaching materials. The development of teaching materials is important for teachers to improve the quality and efficiency of learning. The developed teaching materials have an important role for both teacher and student. In this developing teaching materials, especially modules, teachers need to pay attention to the procedure and components of the module. These components include subject review, introduction, learning activity, exercise summaries, formative tests, and answer case for formative and follow-up tests. A teaching materials can be said to be unique and specific. Unique here is that it can only be used by certain people. At the same time, in the learning process of certain materials, both in virtual learning activities and face-to-face, it is said to be specific because the method of preparation. It is said to be specific because the method of preparation and including the delivery is adjusted to the student or students, so that the content of the material in it can be understood well and achieve the objective of the learning activities carried out. Teaching material can be written by the teacher according to the needs. Teaching materials can be written by the teacher according to the needs of students. In this edition, to being written by themselves, the teacher can be collaborate with other teachers to write teaching materials in group. With teachers in similar fields of study, whether in the same school or not. Writing can also be done with experts who have expertise in certain field of science. In addition to mastery of the field of science, to be able to write their own teaching materials, it is necessary to have the ability to write in accordance with instructional principle. And writing teaching materials is always based on the need of students, including the need formulate, skill, guidance, practice, and feedback. And then evaluation learning outcomes. Evaluation is part of the management system, namely planning, organization, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. The curriculum is also designed from the planning stage, organization, the implementation, and finally monitoring and evaluation. Without evaluation, you will not know how the condition of the curriculum is in its design, implementation, and result. An understanding of the basics of evaluation can help curriculum developers to design evaluation that are in accordance with relevant theoretical studies. Evaluation in teaching is not only carried out on learning outcomes, but also a revision of the teaching design itself must be carried out. In general, the assessment of learning outcomes is carried out to fulfill the formative and summative function. Thus, the assessment of learning outcomes can be divided into formative assessment and summative assessment. The formative assessment carried out by educators is not only an assessment for learning, but also an assessment as learning. Assessment as learning in an assessment process carried out by educators that allows students to see their learning achievement and progress to determine learning target. For example, in the form of self-assessment or per-assessment. Formative assessment involves the process of finding and interpreting the evidence that students and teachers use to decide where students are in their learning, where students need to go and how best to get there. And summative assessment is an assessment carried out at the end of one unit of time. In the summative assessment includes more than one subject with is at intent to determine the extent to which students have been able to move from one learning until to the next learning unit. Summative assessment is carried out after a set of learning program has been given. Summative assessment activities are carried out if the learning experience unit or the entire subject matter has been complete. And summative assessment is used to determine award classification at the end of the course or program. Summative assessment is designed to record students' overall achievement in a systematic way. Summative assessment is related to concluding student achievement and it's direct at reporting at the end of a study program. And then summative evaluations. Summative assessment and assessment carry out to obtain data or information to what extent the master of achievement of student learning on the subject matter that has been studied for a certain period of time. The function and purpose is to determine whether with the value obtained, the student can be declared or passed. The definition of passing and not passing here can mean whether or not a student can continue to the next module and whether or not a student can take lessons in the next semester and whether or not a student can be promoted to a higher class. It is clear that the summative assessment is not only an assessment carried out at the end of each semester, but also carried out, for example, in each module and the end of each academic year or in the final stage of learning evaluation. However, if the assessment function and aims to obtain information on the extent to which students' achievement or mastery and learning achievement are then intend to determine whether or not a student has passed, then the assessment is called a summative assessment. And maybe that's enough material that I can describe. I know quite well that in making this video, especially in explaining the material, I still have many mistakes and it is far from being good as expected. More or less, I'm sorry. More or less, I'm sorry and thanks for watching my video. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.